The high price of housing is back on the federal agenda. The government says it will work with states to free up supply, and the opposition wants an end to tax breaks for investors. But there are many forces at work in the cost of housing, including a historically high immigration intake. Political editor Chris Yorman.
For 18 months, Shay Oliver has been on the outside of Sydney's housing market.
We've probably missed out on about 6 different properties just being outbidded. So yeah, it's a tough market.
So she and her partner are looking elsewhere.
Somewhere more affordable, up north, maybe Newcastle. You sort of get more for your money up there.
Because the capital city numbers are breathtaking. When median house prices are measured as a multiple of median household incomes, Sydney lights up as the second most unaffordable market in the world. Melbourne isn't that far behind. And with any number over 5 a sign of a severely unaffordable market, the picture in Australian capital cities is grim.
The real pinch point, though, is for Australians being able to get into the housing market in the first place.
Federal politicians want to help, but they have very different solutions. The government is focused on pushing the states to increase supply.
Supply-side constraints include complex land planning and development regulation, insufficient land release, the planning cost and availability of infrastructure provision.
The opposition wants to cut demand by stripping tax incentives to cool the investor market.
Making sensible reforms to negative gearing and capital gains tax discounts.
Lots of things push house prices up. Supply has been a problem, but that's easing. Low interest rates are a big driver, along with easy credit from banks that know that homeowners are a sure thing. Buyers themselves have been opting for bigger houses and fewer people are living in them. But if you're looking at what the federal government can do, then you do have to consider the tax breaks for investors and perhaps one other thing, where you set your immigration intake.
Between 2005 and 10, Australia had the highest average rate of population growth in the OECD except for Israel.
It peaked at a net migration of 300,000 people in 2009. A Treasury analysis says that prolonged immigration spurt pushed up housing demand by 50,000 new dwellings a year. Shay Oliver is joining an internal migration of the young.
I've grown up here my whole life. It's such a beautiful place, but yeah, like I said, if we have to move away, that might be our only option.
There are many more like her. Chris Ullman, ABC News, Canberra.